Hello everyone, this is Teacher Jello, your art teacher for today. I love the idea of painting with coffee, and it seems like this is an extension of Art Supplies Challenge. And we can prove ourselves that we don't need expensive art supplies to create a painting. All we need to have is a coffee and work from it. With this example, I want to share with you how I made this painting and its layered effects. Later, we will learn a simple use of tonal values as we prepare different shades of coffee. The idea is to work from lighter background and followed by working into much darker shade of foreground. So, without further ado, let us start with the materials needed and go along with the process. These are the materials needed: watercolor paper, a round object to trace our circle, Nescafe Classic, a pointed brush, and a round watercolor brush, a plate, a teaspoon, and a warm water to dilute coffee. Place coffee grains on the plate and add teaspoon of water in it. We will make bottles in 2 or 3 different shades, one light and the other dark. Be careful not to combine 2 different shades of bottle. Before we start painting, we must have at least these 2 range of tonal values. Let us proceed to painting. Place a round object at the center of the paper and lightly trace it using a pencil. Using a light shade of coffee, we can start rendering flat silhouette of trees. Remember that this will set on the background and must be simple to have a subtle character. Maintain a white space on the upper middle part of the circle. This will act as a source of light as we go darker. You may follow the video. Shade the ground with the same light puddle of coffee. To avoid uneven brush strokes, try not to forcefully spread the pigment, just let it flow. Then start painting flat strokes of trees. Since we are still working on the background layer, let us maintain flat, light, subtle shapes so that it will not disturb our eyes with unnecessary details when we start painting front layers of the whole composition. Notice that the white space softly glows because of the shades that we are adding. Continue the process until we are happy on a flat layer of background. Little by little, we can now add some darker shades of bushes. We are now working on the middle ground layer. Use the darker shade of coffee to create bush-like shades. Notice a quick change in depth by just adding darker shades of coffee. When doing the bushes and foliage, it doesn't have to be so detailed. Just giving the idea is enough by adding simple dotted strokes. Keep it simple. Notice some more changes in depth. The difference between 2 shades of coffee adds 3-dimensional illusion in our work. The darker the shade, the more it advances forward. You may now add darker shades of leaves, but do not totally block our first layer at the background. Now we can add darker shades of tree trunks that may look nearer. Add more shades that will give you some idea of details. Notice that coffee pigment suddenly fades when it dries. Just add more to achieve desired value as you go along painting. Add branches with deep shades of coffee. I'm using a pointed brush to create fine lines of branches. This will also help me to sharpen edges to create an advancing effects on the details. We may add more coffee grains to create a much thicker and darker values for strong details, and also a much darker value for the foreground. Just add darker shades when you notice some fading details on your painting. At this point, I'm establishing our foreground layer by adding the darkest among shades we made in the puddle. Now I'm just adding some accents to add textures on the lips. I think this is almost done. Try not to overdo the painting. Know when to stop. Now, I'm just adding up some touches to some faded areas that's supposedly darker to add more depth. You may also add some grasses and details of leaves to show a higher definition in the upper layer of our painting. There are times that coffee pigment blends together and will leave you a flat shade. To avoid this, try a much farther range of tonal values. I want to separate this part from the middle ground, so I decided to add a much darker tone on this part. I decided to add more leaves in detail by making some dotted strokes using the tip of the pointed brush. Maintain distances in strokes so it won't block layers that are behind to suggest idea of volume among the leaves. And that's our coffee painting. Hope you enjoy and learn something during the process. Once we are happy with the layers of painting, we can now stop and appreciate the beauty of nature. Remember that nature possesses its natural beauty, that even painting its silhouette is a form of design. Hope you enjoy and learn from this coffee painting. Thank you very much and see you next time!